All right. Just got done with Claude here this morning, kind of condensing my notes on the ideas I've been kind of throwing around about what we can do to help reinstill trust in America. And I know that's a big, tall order, a big one, but it's something we all need to talk about because without trust, it's all words and it's all fake. And if it's all fake, then what do we really give a shit about? Honestly, right? So I have yet to name this. I was arguing real hard with Claude, trying to make a new sort of agency, but we don't need to do all that. That's a lot. Not to mention we have everything we've needed right here at our disposal. We just need the political will, okay, to push things along. I know, money. Ugh, so much money. It's kind of hard to get people off that. But those of us who aren't used to money, it's pretty fucking easy, actually. Pretty fucking easy. So, I'm going to read to you my brief for what we've dubbed the American Intelligence Project. Okay, I'm going to start with the problem. So, Americans don't trust their government because their government has repeatedly and almost traditionally lied to them. Meanwhile, our citizens are treated as too unsophisticated to understand their own history. This isn't a failure of the American people. That. It's a failure of leadership not to treat them as the intelligent, capable adults that they are, because we are. We have the tools, the declassified material, and the technology to change this, but we lack the political will, like I was saying earlier. So the solution we're kind of bouncing around over here was a product of me trying to decentralize intelligence. That's a little bit more, shall we say, gritty than even I, who had thought had a tinfoil hat on his head, was even imagining. So, what we came up with instead was the American Intelligence Project. It's a 4-year initiative because I'm going off of the 4 years that me personally could have in office, potentially, as your president. I went off of a 4-year scale, not only because it resonates with a lot of education that we're going through right now and government and everything's 4-year and everything feels like a giant school anyways. So one for each year. I was thinking kind of split it up into chapters, but here we go. It's a 4-year initiative to systematically declassify pre-2018 intelligence operations up to the secret level. That's it, okay? That's enough. Present them through compelling documentary and interactive formats and build a permanent civic education infrastructure, teaching Americans to think critically using the same analytical frameworks our intelligence professionals use. Pause. Claude said I can't make everybody a spy. I said I think I can because it's cool, and I think we are all already doing that shit. If you really look at it. And yeah, the word spy kind of makes you think about other things than what I'm thinking about, but it's more teaching people to think critically about everything, okay? This is how we train American people to smell the bullshit early, to realize the importance of counterintelligence, okay? Realize that there is a time and a place where emotions should be prevalent. Sorry. I've wrestled with this one the most, to be honest with you. So, essentially, I'm trying to attack the emotional maturity of the country, because ultimately, it's the biggest fucking gaslight, right? You give us the shitty education for decades, right? Decades. And then you want to turn around and call us fucking ignorant and not knowing how our country works or other countries work, or what really pushes the books. Okay? What really runs a nation. How we really had the best GDP in the world. How? Just go back to work. Go to Culver's. You know? I don't know. It's the biggest fucking gaslight in the world. So, I'm trying to catch up on that. I want to catch up. Essentially, a crash course for critical thinking. And there's going to be some shit in there we're not going to like. And that's the fucking point. We need to know how we made it this far, because it sure as fuck wasn't our Constitution. It might have helped. It might have kept the masses at bay. But we can all tell that not everybody takes the Constitution as seriously as we might. So, that's just one of the many ways I could potentially give us the tools to I don't want to say fight back, but it gives us the tools to think for ourselves and not consume like endlessly. And another key aspect of this is because I want to bring back centralized media. And I'm not saying we all get it from the same one thing. I'm not saying we all... I'm trying to make a place where all of our media can meet and discuss facts, right? Not a bunch of fucking noise. It's too noisy out here. Honestly, it is. I got 5 dudes and one lady, 2 ladies that I be watching for specific goings on in the world right now, right? And obviously, when it comes to America, y'all are gonna talk about shit. That's cool. I want that. I want us talking more. More talking, yes. Democracy. That's kind of what we're all about. What I want to see less of is us taking violence to our opinions. That's barbaric, to be honest. We're a lot better than that. We always have been. We're just at a point in time where we gave everybody that likes to bully motherfuckers into listening to them an AR-15. It's crazy. But I've already rambled long enough. I think it sounds great. So I leave us with this. My campaign is a battle on multiple fronts, right? I won't be 35 by the time 2028 rolls around, if we still have an election. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. My movement is a lot more focused on if our system trusts us. We've had to trust them for decades. Why wouldn't they trust us? So I'm going to run, probably as a democratic socialist, but we'll see. I haven't heard anybody talking about trying to run for president. Wonder why. But my question is, does the system trust its people? Because I'm running a constitutional stress test disguised as a campaign. I'm gonna just be frank with y'all. Because get this. If I get 1% of the last Democratic Socialist to run for presidential office, it's probably going to be Bernie numbers. So if I get 1% of that in my primary, I get to go face to face with these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna rip them up for you. I'm gonna be asking the questions that they ain't asking. Talk about the things that we should be talking about. And when it comes down to everybody that's so tired now, I can see it in all y'all faces. That's why we need more people on this platform, more people talking about shit, because like I said, those 5-7 people I was talking about earlier that I watched, you can see the soul leaving them every day. I'm looking at you, Kyle. I'm looking at you, Chris. Big hearts. These guys, Midas Touch, fucking Status Coop, all these guys made a living looking at this, looking at the atrocity, watching a train careen towards them, and they're sticking to their shit. Every day they're giving you the scoop. No matter how shitty it is, no matter how redundant it is, no matter how much they fucking hate what they're seeing and how much it makes them want to cry. Makes them so mad that they could just take to the streets. Risk their whole life. That's why I want to do this. Because we're in a point now where everything feels like it's up for grabs right now. I had somebody comment on one of my comments on one of Ian's last videos, Mr. Carroll, and I loved it. Dude was like a lot of people I knew back home. It was like I'm not dissing you, but you're fucking. Are you okay, bro? Buddy said I was in a coma, a mental coma, and we all are, brother. If there's a person out here that thinks that they are complete the wokest and they know everything that's going on, you're dumb. I'm sorry. I can admit to myself right now that I don't know shit. I don't know shit. That's why I want to go up there. Give me the fucking facts. Give me the fucking files. Give me the fucking tax returns. Give me the fucking daily briefing of the CIA. Give me the info. Let me see what the fuck we working with. Because I don't trust nobody. I'm sorry, I got little idols and shit here on YouTube. You know, I got dudes that I follow, I got chicks that I follow, I got my sources of information, shit. Bernie Sanders, you name it. Do I idolize any of them? No. Do I worship any one of them? Hell no. Hell no. Do I think everything that they say is absolute fact and nothing else? No. But I can recognize the fucking work that they're putting into just giving us that paragraph. A paragraph of information a day. And I ain't seen nobody prove them wrong, so I'm a factual based guy. Sorry. Show me the Carfax. Let me test that. Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Sorry. Proof's in the pudding for me. So, this American Intelligence Project, or UIA, whatever you want to call it, whatever we end up calling it, it's not here's the facts, listen to me. It's more, here's the documentation. There you go. Study it, examine it. We already have organizations out here doing this, the not annual, but the declassification of CSI documents, blah blah blah, the FOSS, all that shit. More. We need more. So, because when fuck the aesthetic of the dirty hippie shit. You know what I'm saying? The real scary stuff that y'all be talking about with these fucking space kids or whatever the fuck. Hey, I'm open to talk about it. I would love to talk about it. I love talking about everything, really. I love human beings. And I'm not trying to go too far out of context, because this video is just supposed to be about what I'm doing with this project and my coalition briefing here, y'all. But we gotta know. You can't do any math without knowing the variables, brother. You can't do no algebra without knowing A or B or Z, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can figure it out. Yeah, you could put a numerical value on A, B, or C. But I need to see. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. There's that. Bottom line is, win or lose, I want to create or help create an infrastructure for a more permanent infrastructure for civic independence, okay? And intelligence. Intelligence literacy, you could say. But this is something that, especially if I lose, and if I'm already starting this, I might as well go all in. That this is going to be something that lasts be like beyond the campaign and my term, you could say. And if I gotta go Donzo on this motherfucker, like the foundation and shit in the Hidden Leaf Village, then that's what I gotta do. Sorry. Because they are repeatedly lying from the top. And like I've said in my TikToks and shit, fear trickles down just as much as money does. Okay? If not more. What I want to know is, can we push up trust just as fast? Can we stop being afraid of ourselves to the point where we can think with our brains and our hearts? Because pretty soon it's going to be all we got, especially when it comes down to artificial intelligence. But I'm working on the video to talk about all the jobs we could have when AGI shows up too. It's easy. Y'all freaking out. So just wanted to talk to myself in this camera for y'all again. I'm gonna hit you with the cut. Love y'all.